And we are back to the Pound Perspective with my boy, co-host, Red. How we doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
Jesus Christ. If you're watching on YouTube, you just got to see Red in his full glory. He's obviously amped to be back this week, my man. You know, you missed a lot last week, and then we got to see everything this week. So, hey, let me know how you're feeling about this NFL season, my man.
Man. Woo!
Woo! I love it. All right, that's a hell of a start. Ethan's bringing the energy today, man. And let's get this thing going. I think we got to just.
Hey, yeah. You know what I got? That my beautiful wife made me that I got hanging beside my laptop.
Let's see. Oh, more energy. All right. It's a picture of more energy for the people. Oh, talk faster. Hey,
I'm prepared, man.
Hey, you got a coach over here. I need a person like that to coach me up, man.
I'm just saying, man. I'm about that shit.
Yeah. Hey. All right. All right. You heard it here first from Red. He's about that shit. All right. Let's talk some NFL, I guess, now.
Oh yeah.
Hey, man. Another great week of football. Another great week of football, man. And we're what is it? Week 6 now? I mean, good God. I mean, we're going into week 6. This is crazy. 5 weeks down. I mean, a lot of bad teams, a lot of good teams. Hey, like you said, we've seen some really bad quarterback play. We've seen some really good quarterback play. Hey, we've seen some guys that are getting run out of the building, maybe sticking around. They might be sticking around. This first team, Justin Fields, looks like an MVP candidate when he beats down the Commanders, who, let alone, have been playing very under expectations. I mean, no one thought they would be the best, but not losing to the Bears bad. And hey, the Bears look good. Hey, Red, let me send this to you, my man. Was that a more impressive win for the Bears, or just more disappointing for the Commanders, man?
I mean, I think it's more impressive for the Bears. I mean, what were the Commanders doing this season, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're in a division with the Eagles and Dallas. Like, I don't think that people really expected them to be like a hot playoff team. Mm. So, I mean, they still have a coach who's not going to be there next year. I just don't see how.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and, you know, I mean, the Bears, like, I don't know. This is one of them games that, like, I don't think people should make too much out of this game. Like, it's just, some games, you know, is like, it just feels weird. And I don't want to take anything away from the Bears, but it's just like, do it against somebody besides, who was it last week? The Broncos and the Commanders. Like, do it against not even a good defense. Do it against, like, you know, Seattle.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No, yeah, there was I kind of agree with you, but I got to be honest, man. Losing to the Bears, that's pretty bad. In that fashion, you got beat down. You know, that was not some field goal win. Justin Fields had 3 picks and he somehow lost. It was, he cooked you up all night. DJ Moore cooked you up all night. I got to be honest, I think this is a more disappointing loss for the Commanders. Like you said, though, Commanders, they weren't coming out here, you know, trying to win a Super Bowl. No one said that. No one thought Sam Howell would be this MVP candidate. And I'm with you on this whole Ron Rivera.
Which I'm not gonna say he's like good, but Sam Howell's better than a handful of quarterbacks in the league, bro.
Dude, no, he's impressed. Like, he's showing that. I mean, he's a top 32 quarterback without a doubt, and he's a starter in this league for right now. But I'm with you though. Like, hey, Ron Rivera, he's out. He's lost his fastball. This is Eric Bieniemy's team next year. He will be the head coach of the squad next year, and that's the God's honest truth. But when it comes to the Bears, I love seeing this, man. They look like they're actually trying to win a freaking football game for once. You know, first play, they throw a freaking bomb, and then later in that drive, they throw a bomb to DJ Moore, and it works out, and they get a touchdown, and he goes off for 49 points, and he was sitting on my damn bench on one of my fantasy leagues. Still won, so we're still here. But yeah, I got, for me, it's more disappointing just because the Commanders, they were not trying to. They shouldn't be losing to the freaking Bears with that defensive line.
Yeah,
you know, Eric Bieniemy's there. And Ron Rivera, he's been to Super Bowls, man. And like we've said, I mean, he's definitely not the coach he once was, but losing to the Bears, that team was literally on death's door. And now people are talking about, hey, they might be turning their season around. I don't know, Chicago's back? Question mark? No. I don't know about all that, but I got to be honest, for me, Commanders lost. I don't know how the hell that happened, man.
I got
you. Yeah. So hey, let's talk about another team that has been really, really bad this year. It's not been 1 week. It's been this year. Hey, this quarterback, Mac Jones, he is tied with Tom Brady for the most pick sixes as a Patriot with 4. And Tom Brady was there for 15 freaking years.
Wait, hold on. I think that's just at Gillette Stadium.
Okay. All right. Look at that.
Like, that's even worse.
Okay.
Because think about how many home games Tom Brady played.
And Mac Jones has only been there for 3-4 years?
Yeah, man.
Oh. Hey.
They're just
repping though. Hey, we repping. Saints got the dub, but I ain't gonna.
Oh yeah.
I'll start us off here. They shut them out, but hey, let's be honest. I'm happy for the win. I'm happy for my Saints. We finally look good. Offensively, we're scoring, but the Patriots, they stink. They are terrible. They are not good at football. Mac Jones, don't know what's wrong with him. I didn't think he would be this bad in the league. I never was like, this guy's going to be some superstar quarterback that's going to, I just thought he'd be competent. He's not been that. Like, he had some really bad moments. And the Saints defense, don't want to take anything away from my team. The Saints defense played great. And they're going to make a lot of, younger quarterbacks with a weird, not great offensive system look like that. Like, they're going to win matchups because of their defense simply just being so dominant. But that was an embarrassing performance. Like, that was bad. And it comes down to me where it just feels like this Patriots thing is over. Like, and Bill's no longer the best coach in the league. No one would say that he is. And for me, it's like, what's next? Because this team's not going to be the worst team in the league because it's the Patriots, and Bill's not going to let this team go 1-16. That's just not going to happen, I don't think. And then, are you going to win enough games where you get yourself out of a good quarterback, like a obviously Caleb Williams is going first, but are you going to miss out on a Michael Penix, a Drake May? Are you going to miss out on these guys and have to sit back into that 10th, 15th pick again and hope you land a guy like you draft Mac Jones at 15? Is that what we're going to do again? For me, I don't know where this team's heading, and it feels like his time's up, and he might be overstaying his welcome. I don't know what happens with the Patriots. I don't know what's wrong with the Patriots as a whole. Like, I thought the defense was good, and the defense was not good. Like, the Saints offense is we're not putting up 40 we're not putting up 34 every week. This is the most points we put up all season. And the Patriots, it looked easy for us. Alvin looked great, repping him. Alvin looked great running the ball. He looks healthy. That's a big sign. Kendre Miller, he's a good little running back too. I think he's going to be the running back too, even when Jamal's back. So, little rookie running back out of TCU. For me, don't want to take anything away from my Saints. We look great. I'm happy with the win, 3-2. We're right back in this division race. Obviously, it's only 5 games of the season. Everyone's pretty much still in it. But the Patriots are bad. Can't look too much into this win for the Saints. And I have no idea what's going on in New England.
Started off with a hot take, man. I'd take Zach Wilson over Mac Jones right now.
Ooh.
If you told me straight up, Mac Jones for Zach Wilson in a trade, why would you not take the dude who at least has arm talent?
Yeah, because Mac Jones don't got none.
And, man, look, this might be another hot take. Bill Belichick, is he going to be the next coach of the Chargers?
Ooh.
I feel like, dude, I don't think Bill's done. I think he's got about 26 wins or something until he beats Don Shula's record. I think he's going for the record, man.
He's going to go for that, 100%.
But, I was listening to a podcast, and they were making a point, are you going to stick around for 6 years to try to get that record? You know what I mean? Or go to a good team, maybe, where you could probably do it in 3. You get 9 wins a year. That's pretty doable in 3 years. I don't know, man. I mean, they get rid of freaking Jacoby Myers, bring in Juju, who hasn't done anything.
Anything.
And I mean, Jacoby Myers has looked very solid for the Raiders.
I was about to say, he was cooking on Monday night, man.
Their best player on offense is Ramondre Stevenson, who I liked a lot going into the year. I mean, took him in. I have like 6 fantasy teams. I took him in like 5 of them, and he hasn't done shit. Like, and it's not all the offensive line. It's just, I don't know, man. It just feels like they don't have any gas in the tank, and just, I don't think it's all on Mac, but like Mac hasn't gotten any better since his rookie year.
He's gotten worse. It's like statistically,
and I do think he's gotten worse, but like, I don't think he's gotten that much worse. I think it was just like, he's the type of dude that, like, okay, if he was on the 49ers right now, they'd probably be 4-1, and he'd have decent stats. But like, he cannot do anything.
Are you a Dan Orlovsky believer? Did you hear his take on that?
No, man. What did he say?
He said Mac Jones would be putting up the same numbers and would be in the MVP conversation if he was on the 49ers.
No. See, Dan Orlovsky needs to run out of the back of the end zone and hit his head on the hit his head on the upright or something, bro. That's ridiculous. But no, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think Mac is as bad as people are saying, but like, it's just, he's not doing himself any favors. And like we were saying, man, they just don't have anything, it feels like. And then you lose Matthew Judon and Christian Gonzalez, like, it's 2 best defensive players right there. So it ain't going to get better anytime soon.
Nope, it's not. It's really not. And we don't have the answers because it's hard to see the Patriots bad. Like, hell, Tom came out. I think he came out on the podcast that he does and was talking about how, you know, being away from the game, he's got like this different perspective now, like what all goes into winning. And like, it's like how he talks is like he realizes how like insane what he did in his career, and especially at the Patriots, like literally being good for like literally what 12, 13, 14, 15 years of just literally being at least good.
I mean, 20 years, really.
Literally just always good. And then there's some years in there like you were the dynasty, and like I don't think we'll ever see anything quite like that again. Like what the Chiefs are doing, like they're on the beginning stages of it, and with Patrick Mahomes, anything is possible. Yes, they will always be in the picture, but like how Tom talked about it, I think Bill's also going to be like, if he ever left the Patriots or whenever he retires, he's going to be like, what we did was insane. And especially when you put those kind of expectations on a city, like they expect Super Bowls every year after that now. Like, sorry, doesn't matter who our quarterback is. You're the best coach of all time. We should be winning all these games, but I have no idea what's going on over there, man.
I just feel like next season they got to just kind of start over.
I think they blow it up. I do too. I think this is Bill's last year, at least as a Patriot. I kind of agree. I just don't think he'll quit either. I have a hard time believing he'll retire. It's Bill Belichick. You feel like he'll die before he retires, you know. But you know,
hey man, maybe they draft Quinn Ewers, late round. Maybe they sign old Tannehill. He's kind of a bridge guy, something like that. They go like 7-10 next year with I don't know, Kellen Moore as the head coach or some shit. I don't know.
Hey, and not to get a little too ahead, but I mean, say if the Cowboys were to move on from a Dak Prescott, I mean, who's to say he wasn't to go to maybe a Dallas? I mean, to a Patriots or something.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Dak isn't top 8, top 10, but he's better than Mac Jones.
He's better than Yes, he is better than Mac Jones.
Like, yeah, they just kind of need to pull the plug. It feels like.
Yeah, we'll see what happens at the end of this season. Let's go out to one of the best teams in the entire football league, the National Football League. The Dolphins beat down on one of the worst football, and actually might be the worst football team in the National Football League. They beat down on the Giants, absolutely slaughtered them. There was actually a moment in there, Tua throws the pick six. What the heck's going on? I mean, it wasn't Tua's fault, got tipped or whatever, but simple enough. Redimus in this team. What the hell is going on out there in New York right now? I'm not talking about the Jets. I'm talking about the Big Blue. What's going on with the Giants, man?
Well, I mean, I just think that, honestly, I think that last year, I don't want to say it was a fluke, but I think it was kind of just new coach, new energy, the right system. Daniel Jones produced. Well, if someone produces in one certain offense and it's the first time they've ever really produced, I don't know why that, and I mean, at the time, like, I defended it, and I'm not, like, completely going back on it, but, like, it just feels like they gave him the contract too early. They maybe paid Saquon, like, a little too much. I mean, he's hurt again, like, and then they really, like, Darren, I mean, I like Darren Waller, man, but is trading a third-round pick for a 31-year-old tight end going to be, like, if that's your difference maker, then, like, I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, if the Jaguars were like, oh, man, our big move of the offseason was we traded for Pat Freiermuth. Like, it's like, okay, y'all might be a little better, but, like, is that really what you're hanging your hat on? It just kind of feels like they got a little too themselves and thought, like, oh, we're here. And it's like, man, you're closer to the Commanders in that division than you are the Eagles and the Cowboys. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't mean that they still, I don't think they're the worst team. But, like, they're definitely a lot worse than they were last year, and that defense is awful.
It's awful. It's so bad, man. I mean,
and not to mention the offensive line is horrible. I don't dislike Daniel Jones, but, like, I don't think he's that good. But, man, that offensive line, like, he couldn't do anything.
I mean, that's one of the biggest points I got to make. I think this is year 10 of their offensive line rebuild since those Super Bowl days. Like, this is not something that's not been, like, everyone's known about it, especially Giants fans. I hear about it on the internet. Like, this is not like a new thing. They've had these offensive line problems for years. Like, last year, they had these offensive line problems. They just kind of disguised it, like you said, with the new system. They did a lot of chipping, a lot of
getting the ball out quick,
big, massive sets, extra blockers. None of that this year, and you're seeing it. It's bad, and a lot of these power rankings have them as 32, 31, 30, and I got to be honest, I agree. This team's bad, man, and to watch. And, yeah, it's kind of hard to watch when you watch the Giants play against the Miami freaking Dolphins. It's very easy to see how terrible, the Giants are compared to a Miami. What are we doing? You spraying around?
Yeah. I was like, man, I need to spray this Febreze.
Hey, you gotta smell fresh. I understand. But, no, I mean, this is not something – I put them in my playoff predictions early before the season started. I did not see this coming. Like, I thought they were a brink playoff team. I had them in 7. I was between them, the Packers. You could throw a lot of teams in there pretty much at that 7 seed. Doesn't matter. They're going to run into either the 49ers or the Eagles. You're going to run into the buzzsaw and lose. But I just did not see this coming. Like you said, Saquon can't stay healthy. And when he's on the field, yeah, they're great. They're much better offensively. But with his offensive line playing like this, it doesn't freaking matter. Oh, he's going to get hurt. Like, Saquon's going to get hurt with how bad this offensive line is. Danny Dimes, he's already hurt. He's hurt again, hurt his neck. This is – it's – and you highlighted it. I mean, the bag he got is insane. Like, he's just – it's not even overpay. Like, all these young quarterbacks are going to get paid. Like, sorry – Danny Dimes.
Yeah, that's just kind of the market.
He's going to get $40,000.
Franchise tag him.
Yeah. He's going to get $40 million somewhere. It's just, are you willing to do that right now, or do we need to see another prove-it year? Like you said, year 1, everything's new. Not everyone knows this system. Everyone kind of can game plan for it now. I would have loved to see him in another season in this system before, I go pay the guy. But, yeah, you hit all the points I really had about, how bad this team is. I thought in this offseason they would just fix some of these areas. I mean, I didn't think they would have a 1-year, 10th-year solution for the offensive line. It's kind of just been a problem. But there you have taken such a massive step back. Like, it's not even like a small step. Like, it wasn't like this team was 5-12 last year, and now they're not going to win 3 games. It's like this was a playoff team, and a lot of people liked him in the playoffs, and now, they might get the first pick, and that's insane to think. So, I don't know. They need Saquon back, even though he's just probably going to get injured again. I love Saquon though, but there's a lot of problems going out there in New York City. Let's go to the AFC here. We saw an absolute snooze fest between the Steelers and the Ravens. I got to be honest. Very boring game. But if you like some...
I picked it as game of the week, bro.
oh, that was a hell of a prediction there.
Which, hey, bro, I'm just saying. I said it was going to be one of them old-fashioned AFC games between the Ravens and where it's just, for 3.5 quarters, you're just like, all right. Cool. And then, dude, I mean, you go ahead and finish setting it up.
No, man, I mean, you were right though. Hey, that was a AFC North battle from about 10 years ago. Defense versus defense, but man, these offenses are struggling, and it comes down to how are the Steelers this bad offensively and still number 1 in the AFC North, Red? How's this possible?
Well, bro, kind of thinking about it, I feel like it kind of goes to a little bit with the Bears. When did DJ Moore the last 2 games been going? Obviously, Justin Fields has played a lot better, but DJ Moore's getting most of the targets. Mm-hmm. It feels like. Well, the Steelers, man, feels like the only time they were making stuff happen is when Kenny Pickett was like, screw it. I'm just throwing it to George Pickens.
Hey, he's down there somewhere.
Dude, I don't know if you saw that play that won him the game, that fade route he threw. So Kenny actually, it was a run play, and he audibled to that.
Yep.
During the snap. Did you see Matt Canada's reaction?
Yes, I did. It was
just pissed, man. And
my offense worked. What is going on?
They called something I didn't want, and it worked. It's important to spread the ball out, but dude, when you don't have your number 2 receiver in Deontay Johnson, just get your best dude the ball. But anyway, I think they're definitely not the best in that division. But I don't think, like we were saying, I think before the year is I think they got a little bit too much hype. Mm-hmm. And just, I don't think they're a bad team. If they finish 9-8, I would not be surprised at all. But I don't think they're going to stay number 1 in the North for very long.
Yeah. I mean, this is classic Mike Tomlin. Somehow has some of the biggest controversies in the entire league when it comes to coaching. I mean, you got Yinzers out there. They're chanting Fire Canada at the football games. They got him chanting Fire Canada at the hockey game last night and the Penguins game. They're chanting Fire Canada, the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers at a damn hockey game. I mean, this city, we know how passionate they are about their sports, and for them, they're loud and proud, and everyone knows it in that building. I can't imagine being a defensive player and hearing this and watching this offense play, how bad they are, and they are not doing anything about it. They're not bringing in any extra personnel when it comes to staff. They're not doing anything, and this is classic Mike Tomlin. I mean, he is very loyal, and he is going to go by his, he's not going to make it in-season change. It's not gonna happen. He will not get fired during the season. I mean, that's done deal in my opinion. That's never going to happen. But for this team to have so much controversy around him and be number 1 in the AFC North, I mean, and they're calling for Mike Tomlin's job. I'm over here dude, this guy, he's got you at 3-2. I mean, you're 3-2 and your offense is anemic. It's horrible.
Yeah, that's what he does, man.
That's what he does, man. And Highsmith and TJ Watt, I mean, this is a weekly defensive touchdown from those guys. Unbelievable defensive little duo on the edges. The defense is, like I said, it was a snooze fest. That's the only thing you're watching, is literally watching Highsmith and TJ Watt literally go around the edges. You're just hoping they're going to do something insane. T.J. Watt ends the game with a sack and the strip fumble. I mean, it's from Highsmith. I mean, they're doing something every week that you're just like, what? How are you wasting this with this terrible, I think Pat McAfee, it was the Steelers, Tone Diggs said, it's a high school offense. It literally feels like a high school offense. Bro.
Yeah, like it feels like they're like spreading the ball out. Like, all right, we called a play for George. Let's call a play for Calvin Austin. It's like, you know what I mean? Like Miles Boykin. Like, who's that?
Haven't
the
heard
little
that name
white
in a minute.
slot receiver they got, Gunner.
Shit. Oh God,
it's Gunner something. But anyway, like, man, those are the dudes you go to when they're in single coverage and George Pickens is doubled. Like, there's just, I don't know, man. I agree with you. Like, it just feels like, I mean, I'm not a coordinator. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but like,
well, I'm with you too. It's like I'm no mastermind, but geez, like,
yeah. I mean, it's just if something's not working, like change it up.
I mean, their number 2 receiver is Jaylen Warren, bro. That's their number 2 receiver right now in yards.
And see, like they finally started using him a little bit more.
Hey, he's so good.
It's like you were saying, man. I love Mike Tomlin. I have all the respect in the world for that dude. He's a freaking awesome coach, but like you got to be a little bit, less hard-headed about some of this stuff.
Yeah, too loyal, man. Just I love loyalty, but that's what it feels like to me. It's just, hey, sometimes you got to pull the trigger and you got to listen to the fans sometimes. We're dumb. We know that, but my gosh, we have eyeballs. You have eyeballs. You know how terrible. It's not like this is a one-year thing. The offense hasn't been good since he's been there. Since 2019, I think he's been there since 2019. They haven't, first of all, they don't have a 400-yard game. They also don't have a 300-yard game under Matt Canada, dude. This is total yards. There's teams throwing that in one game, It's ridiculous. It's insane. And, I mean, I don't know what the answer is, but I think everyone wants to see some change, and that might help, the cause over there. But hey, let's get off of that. I could talk all day about how terrible that Steelers. Hey, the Ravens, what the hell's going on with your Super Bowl pick, man?
Hey, I'm staying strong, baby. I'm staying strong.
Hey, I love it. I love the confidence.
But I will say, when they're moving, bro, they're moving. It just, to me, for one, Harbaugh did not coach that game good at all. Like, obviously,
the receivers too. Good God, what a terrible.
Yeah, that's dude. I mean, Nelson Aguilar, like that is nothing new for Nelson Aguilar. That dude is just a worse version of Mike Wallace, old dead hands Wallace, bro. Like just
stone hands.
He's just a worse version of him, and I mean, I love Zay Flowers, so like, I'm not gonna say he had a bad game, but
rookie, it happens.
I don't know, man. They just feel kind of, I don't know. The difference between them and the Steelers to me is that the Steelers just feel very like elementary, if that makes sense. The Ravens just feel so like they just don't feel connected. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like they're really like playing as a team. And the Steelers, it feels like they're playing as a team. It's just like they're just underprepared when they go into the game and don't have a good system.
It's a horrible system. Yeah, Ravens are a little confusing to me, but they also feel like they got Lamar, new offense. It's going to take some time for them. That's the difference. They have a little bit of a grace period to figure out this offense. This is year 1 with Todd Monken. This is year 4 or 5 with Matt Canada. That's the difference in it. Give them a little bit of that grace period. It feels like they're going to figure out. They got a lot of guys, and you're not going to see. I think it was. I should have pulled up the stat. I think it was 8 drops from those receivers alone. That's in one game. It's insane. Lamar had almost like they said if they caught those balls, he would have had a near perfect passer rating during that game. I mean, it's just you can't win if your receivers ain't catching the ball. So I hate that for Lamar. He gets all the blame too for everything around him being a running back at the quarterback position. I mean, he's been so good this year. He just doesn't get no help. But we could talk about all of that later. And hey, we said this is a snooze fest, and we had so much to talk about on that one. But hey, we got to get to your team, my man. We got to hit this one. This was the game of the week on Sunday Night Football. Everyone was looking into this one with, who's going to win? This is the biggest game of the season for both of them so far, and 49ers came out there and dominated, and they kind of proved that they might be the best team in the entire football league. Red, I'm going to let you go with this one. This is your squad. What is the problem with the Cowboys, man? In these kinds of games, you kind of talked about it in these kinds of games and also in the games they play against someone that's not good. What's going on, and is Dak's time over? Is that really happening? Oh.
Forever, baby. Oh, I just want to say that, forever.
He's holding strong.
Forever.
Right behind him.
But, man, I'm not saying you move on from Dak. I'm not saying it because, and look, I'm not going to say that I've been saying this the whole time, but I have constantly said that Dak is not a top 10 quarterback. He's like the last of the good quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Like, he's like the last of the guys good enough to maybe get to a Super Bowl, but not win. Like, it's just my opinion. He's about number 12 or 13. And, I think that a lot of other people could have just as bad of a game and people wouldn't be talking about it. There is some bias in there, man. Like,
Preach.
I get it. Like, people don't like the Cowboys. I get it because, in my opinion, it's not more so that people dislike them. It's just there's more fans. So there's going to be, you know what I mean? There's going to be less. For more fans means that there's going to be less fans also.
Yeah,
so,
well, it's the same thing with the Steelers. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. But at the same time, man, it's just like that offense isn't working. Like, freaking Jerry Jones, I hope he was just saying it as like a smokescreen. They asked him why CeeDee Lamb hasn't been getting a lot of targets. Dude's got 35 targets through 5 games. Last year he had 50 through 5 weeks. So, and it's just, and Jerry said, I don't know about that. I like to spread the ball out. Like, to who? Peyton Hendershot? Is that who you're spreading the ball out to, man? Like, look, you bring in a dude like Brandon Cooks, and it's like, I like Brandon Cooks. I've always been a big Brandon Cooks fan. Like, I still think he's good. They're not using him the right way, man.
Nope.
Like it's, I don't know. It's like they didn't really change that much about the offense. Just so many pieces. And it's like, it just feels like they're undercoached. I don't think Mike McCarthy's the guy. I think that they're in this weird spot. And again, like you were saying, the 49ers are just that good. Like Dallas obviously played terrible. In my opinion, that was like, if Dallas would have won that game, that was setting up to be like a top 3 rivalry in the NFL, at least as of the last 10 years. But they didn't win. They looked like crap. And also the 49ers looked really good. So it's just, man, it feels like they're just in this pit right now it's one of the things where it's like, do you move off of Mike McCarthy and Dak because you can't win a Super Bowl, but then there's a maybe 3 out of 2 or 3 out of 10 chance that the next guy you get is better. So it's, you know what I mean? You're just in that weird middle where it's like, if we get rid of Dak, like, who are we really going to get that's better? Like, unless Justin Herbert or somebody, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just not really a lot of options, in my opinion. And the same thing with McCarthy. Like, you say what you want about him, but, like, if you don't have him, like, yeah, Kellen Moore will probably be a little bit better, but also, like, well, you don't know that. Like, he hasn't coached before. So, to me, it's just, they're kind of, everything they've done the past couple years building up to this point has all kind of been the same, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like every year they get to the same point. And I could be wrong. I don't want to just be down on the team because I still think that they'll come second in that division and make the playoffs. But, like, it just feels like it's going to be the same thing again. And until they beat a good, solid team, and just look really good, like, if this game was 23-21, Dallas loses by a field goal last second, I will take it all day.
Yeah.
But they just, and then, I think they play, who do they play this week? But anyway, I don't even know off the top of my head. I'll check. But whoever they play, if Chargers. It's a bad team, Chargers. See, yeah, that'll be a good game probably. But like they'll play a bad team in a week or two, and just it'll be 40-10, and then it's rinse and repeat the same thing over again, and then you get in the playoffs and lose, and then it's rinse and repeat the same thing over again. I didn't mean to go on for this long, but it's just I don't know, man. Like, Dak is not the athlete he used to be, and he doesn't know that. And I don't blame him. But, like, look, the last thing I'll say, I never thought about it like this, but this makes complete sense to me. I listen to a daily Cowboys podcast called Locked On Cowboys, but the co-host said he thinks Dak, because the question they got was, is Dak, holding them back? And he said he thinks he's holding them back, but not really with his play, in the way of he wants the playbook to be one certain way. And him and Mike McCarthy are so hard-headed on doing that Scott Linehan offense that Dak grew up with, or not grew up, but came into the league with. And it just feels like that's more of what is like causing them to not win. It's not the players. It's not that, Dak is good enough to win 12 games. They did it the past 2 years. Yeah. So I think actually in the past, 3-4 seasons, the only team to score more points than them was the Chiefs when they have Patrick Mahomes. So it's hard to move on, man. You know what I mean? It's just it's a tough spot because it's just like, what do you do? Like, who's better than either of the two dudes you could possibly replace? And I'm not saying that they need to get rid of Dak. I'm not, but it's to the point where you gotta if someone was to make an offer, you gotta at least listen to it.
Yeah. Hey, I understand. I feel all that passion. I understand where you're coming from, my man. I get it. You ain't gotta apologize for how long you took on that one, man. I hear you completely. When it comes to Cowboys' problems in these kinds of games, it's kind of crazy that we keep saying it, that they like you said, they win the game, they beat these bad teams by 40 points, and then they get all this hype, and then they go and play a really good football team, and then they lose. And yeah, this one was it was a blowout, so it's a little bit more magnified, but they lose, and then all the media is like, they're dead. And it comes down to me, it comes with the territory. It's the Cowboys. It's America's team. Obviously, This is gonna happen. If you sign with the Cowboys, that is a part of signing with the Cowboys, that you get the most media coverage of any it's like the Lakers. If they do, if LeBron sneezes, that's on freaking ESPN, on SportsCenter and everything. It's like the Cowboys. If they do anything great, they're on ESPN. If they do anything bad, they're even more on ESPN. So, I don't know why this keeps happening. I'm kind of with you on the Mike McCarthy stuff when it comes to it. Does this guy? I told you that. Hey, Ron Rivera lost his fastball. Has Mike lost his fastball? Can he really call games at an elite level anymore? And you see this team, and the problem is you look at the win against the Giants, where the offense looks pretty good. They didn't cook, but they look good. Put up 40 points with the defense cooking. But you look at that and you're like, well, the offense is not. It's not the offense. They didn't put up 35 of those 40 points or nothing, And so you sit back and I don't know, man. I don't know. And one thing I do want to highlight, I do believe that the Trayvon Diggs injury is going to be a much bigger thing for this defense than maybe some people believe. You can make all the jokes you want about Trayvon. I think he is an absolute elite corner. He is very good at the sport of football, and is being proven with his defense is kind of taking that step back. And Stephon Gilmore, veteran, he's still very good, but he was not. He didn't come to the Cowboys.
Exactly.
He didn't come to the Cowboys to be the number one. He came here to be the two behind this new young star, and I really believe that's going to be a thing that it's going to catch up with these Cowboys when they play these high-flying offenses. And even the 49ers is not a high-flying offense, but Brock Purdy cooks. And it's easy when you got all those players. I get it. Amazing system. Not easy, but it makes things a little bit easier.
Yeah, hey, he was – that system's easy, but, two things can be true. That dude was slinging it.
Dealing. He is dealing right now. I mean, that's a whole entire another debate if he's an MVP front runner. I mean, that's not even a crazy – I don't think it's a crazy statement to make, man. I mean, is he going to win it? I don't know about that, but you got to give the guy his respect. I mean, he's been doing this week in and week out now, but should the Cowboys move on from Dak Prescott? I'm with you. I hear you loud and clear when you say, as a Cowboys fan, who the hell are we going to get to replace him and still win football? Are we really going to put in Cooper? Are we going to put in Trey Lance? Is that what we're doing? Are we really putting these guys in? Oh, no, you're not doing that. You got to go get a guy. All right, so who is available? Maybe you could go for a Kirk Cousins when he's available. That wouldn't.
But even then,
36-year-old quarterback, we're definitely going win now. No.
And is Kirk really better than Dak? I mean, I'd listen to that argument, but if he is, it's not worth switching the two.
You're not.
You know what I mean?
You're not trading him. You're not going to trade the two. Yeah, the money's match up, but you're not. It's literally that's like taking a half. You're either taking a half step forward or a half step backwards.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's kind of like Zach Wilson for Mac Jones.
Yeah, you're not improving that much, and that's the thing. I understand completely. My one thing for the reason why I do believe his time is up after this season, unless they win a Super Bowl, obviously, or even get to a Super Bowl, he's definitely sticking around then. Hell, if they even beat the 49ers in the playoffs, I don't think he gets shipped off. But I do think his time is running. It's running its course. I do think it's coming to an end for the simple fact that Dak is a good quarterback. Dak is a top, like you said, I would give, like you said, top 13, top 12. Definitely top 15 quarterback in the NFL. I just don't know if this Cowboys thing is for him anymore, man. It's just the pressure. And I'm not saying that he can't, the pressure is like the reason why he's playing bad. I want to see Dak go to a team where we don't hear about him all season and they make the playoffs, with a 12-5 record like they did last couple seasons, and then no one's talking about him and he's playing great. And he doesn't have to worry about when he loses by 3 points to a team that maybe he shouldn't have lost to, that he's the worst quarterback in the league and he should lose his job. I want to see him on a freaking Tennessee Titans where no one talks about him. No one talks about him, and they win the freaking division.
Atlanta.
Go to Atlanta. Win the division. Go to the freaking Patriots and compete in that division. Go somewhere where no one's going to be talking about you. Just lay low. I want to see that for Dak because I do, like you said, I believe Dak Prescott is a good quarterback still. I want to see him have an opportunity to not be on the biggest stage with the biggest expectations for a guy that is, like you said, not a top 5 quarterback. And people act like he should be playing like Patrick Mahomes every freaking week. That's just not a reality. I mean, there's no one's playing at that level. No one is playing at Patrick Mahomes' level consistent. No, there's not a lot of players playing at an MVP level consistently anymore. Like we talked about it before the pod. Quarterback play is kind of down this year, I mean, that's a consistency throughout the league. Like there's 3, 4, 5 guys that are elite, and then kind of everyone else. I mean, you said 12 good guys, and then everyone's kind of the same after that. For me, I just wouldn't. Do I think they move on? I find it a little hard to believe. Jerry Jones, he's sticking with his guns. He always does. I don't even know if he'll fire Mike if they don't win a Super Bowl. But I personally, as a Dak fan, would love to see him, get a fresh start somewhere. I think that would be great for his career, and he still has an opportunity to win a Super Bowl with the Cowboys as well. But I do believe if he went to like I said, a Titans, even though they drafted Will Levis, I understand. Somewhere like that, no one talking about you, and you can just go out there and win some football games and just coast. I love the idea of that, but I don't know if it happens. But
it would never happen, bro, but how crazy would it be? I would hate for this to happen, by the way, but next year, New York Giants starting quarterback.
Hey, but that's even worse. New York, that's even not worse, but it's not any better. That New York media is no joke. But even that, I just think anywhere, fresh start. Hell, even the Saints. Derek's our guy, but like a team like the Saints, a small market. I wouldn't mind seeing that for Dak. When it comes to 49ers, we're about to talk about them, so I'm not gonna go crazy. This team's this team's ridiculous. We're dropping like crazy. They'll be out of the podcast later. So post editing, but that'll do it for our little recap and talking about some of these teams and where they're going and why they were so bad or why they're so good. We talked about how bad everyone was, so that was kind of Debbie Downer. Let's get to some good teams and talk about some fun football and winning football. Let's give our top 5 teams in the NFL right now. There's some good football teams out here, and it feels like this top 5 is kind of easy. I'm kind of interested to hear who your top 5 is, Red. Give me your 5 through 1.
Number 5, the Lions.
Okay, all right.
Number 4, I got the Bills.
Okay.
3, I got the Chiefs. 2, I got the Eagles. 1, I got the 49ers.
Okay. All right.
It took a lot for me to put Detroit over Miami.
Okay, that we have one team in that I have one team in and you have one team that I don't have in. I'll give you mine real quick. Number 5, Lions. I completely agree. This is a top 5 squad. Number 4, I have the Eagles. I'm not fully sold on them yet, but still top 5 team. That's still pretty damn good. Number 3, I do have the Miami Dolphins, even though they lost to the Buffalo Bills. That Jags game was a little rough to watch, but it was London, so I don't want to look too much into it. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs, defending champs. And then number 1, the best team in the league, and might be the best team I've seen in a long time, the San Francisco 49ers. Red, give me a couple points. Why do you think the Lions are 5? Give me a little reasonings for your rankings so far.
Man, so I'll just go through all of them real quick. I think the Lions they have a top 5 offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just, as much as I don't like Dan Campbell, Dan Campbell is very likable. He'll just, that dude is just, he gets so in the moment sometimes, it feels like. Just so sporadic. It's like feeling the energy and it's like, whoa, let's go for it on 4th and 2 from our own 40-yard line. Yeah. And it's like, dude, like, calm down.
Stone Cold.
You're not still playing the game. You're a coach. Like, but, I like the Lions. Jameson Williams will be back end of the month.
No, he's back. He played his first game last game.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, they've updated all those rules or whatever with betting, so he got to come back.
Oh yeah, I forgot, bro.
I traded for him in the league. I think he's gonna be the 2 soon. I got Amon, but I think he's gonna be that 2.
Well, see, even they have a dude. Josh Reynolds is over there producing, man. Like,
he looked good last week.
That offense is working. Freaking God, he slipped my name. That David offensive Montgomery? Coordinator.
Oh.
Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson. Yep. But, dude, that dude's going to be a head coach next year without a doubt. Freaking Montgomery, people were hating on that signing. That dude's been a dog. Oh. He's not going to be a 5 yards per carry dude. He's going to be a 20 carry per game, all the tough yards guy. And Jahmyr Gibbs, as much as I still don't like the pick where they took him. But, like, people are saying they need to give him the ball more. I think they're using him right.
Yeah.
Like, for a rookie, like, that's how Tony Pollard was for a little bit in Dallas. They're like, oh, he's averaging 5 yards a carry off 8 carries a game. Let's give him 20. It's like, some dudes ain't built like that. And I'm not saying Jahmyr Gibbs isn't that, but you don't want to hurt a rookie and then his whole career be kind of done after that. So I just think that they're only going to get better. I don't think that division's very good. So that division might have 2 of the top 5 worst teams in the league, in the Vikings and the Bears.
Man, I missed on that Vikings pick, man, didn't I? God, they've lost all their close games this year. 1-score games, undefeated. Can't win one this year. I'm done.
It's just crazy, man. And then the Bills at 4. Since week 1, they've just looked lights out. That's all I'll say. Chiefs. that offense, I don't think that offense is as powerful as it used to be. I love Kelsey, but like 34, that dude's old in terms of football. Like, just because I'll give it to him. He's a good-looking guy. He's got a nice mustache, but like, he is a little bit older, man. Like, you know what I mean? And maybe a 34-year-old tight end shouldn't be the main piece of your offense.
It's insane that he still is, right? It's insane.
Yeah. Like, I love, he's going to be Hall of Fame, but it just feels like their offense isn't quite as powerful. But at the same time, man, they're still winning is what's crazy. Like, Kadarius Toney is getting it done. And you still got Andy Reid, who, that dude, man, might be, like, he's moving into one of the best coaches of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And, that defense hasn't been stellar, but they've been what they need to be. You still got, I feel like I always talk about it, so you still got Karlaftis, man. I don't know why. I love that dude.
He's looking
Trent
good.
McDuffie is such a good corner, in my opinion. They got players, and, they're just, you can call it bias, you can say what I want, until they have a horrible loss or just something changes. You know what I mean? Like, if they're usually throwing 99 just because they're throwing 92 now. I'm not going to say that they lost the fastball until they throw 79.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I'm looking at it with the Chiefs. And the Eagles, man, the passing game hasn't quite been what it used to be, but I'll just say this. I've shit on Nick Sirianni a lot. The fact that DeAndre Swift is doing as good as he's doing, that dude's a good coach. Nick Sirianni knows how to draw up run concepts. He knows how to scheme. He knows how to freaking block. Like, he knows what he's doing, man. And, they have probably the most unstoppable play of all time.
Yeah.
So, and then the 49ers, there's nothing to say. I'm not even going to get into it. They're number one.
So good. They're so good. Yeah. Hey, I like what you said, man. And when I'll go through mine, the Lions, what you said offensively, I'm not going to add anything. I mean, we see it. I love what I'm seeing from David Montgomery. I always liked him. I loved him when he came out of the draft. I always thought the Bears were never using him right. Injuries played a factor in that as well. He wasn't fully healthy when he played for the Bears. I was always a guy that I saw it in college when I thought he could be a really, really good running back in the NFL. And now he's getting this opportunity behind arguably the best offensive line in the entire league with the Lions. I mean, that offensive line is ridiculously talented, and they're just opening holes. I mean, there's like every game he's getting like a 40, 50-yard run, it feels like. And he's not even the big play guy, And he's just, I mean, I don't want to say he's an elite running back yet, but if he keeps doing what he's doing, man, I mean, he's going to put himself in this top 10 running backs in the entire football league by the end of the year. Defensively underrated, too. Aiden Hutchinson, oh, my God.
Oh, dude, that dude, he's going insane this season.
One-handed pick in the game. He had a spin move, sack. I mean,
But, hey, that dude is a prime example of why sacks are overrated because he does nothing but cause chaos. Even if he's not getting a sack, man. Like, pressures, I feel like, might be more important than sacks, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you're getting double-teamed, triple-teamed, and you could still get pressure on the quarterback, it's like...
not to get in a completely different conversation, we can move on, but, like, there's a difference in 3rd and 18. They're going to pass it. You rush 5 guys. Like, that's a little bit different than, 1st and 10. They got a dude wide open. Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson didn't get a sack, but, he made the quarterback roll out to the left and throw it away and saved a touchdown. Like,
yep. Yeah, I mean, it feels like he's always in the play or disrupting the play. He's perfect for that entire culture. I mean, he embraces it fully with how he plays, his style itself. And, I mean, you lose some guys in the back end, but I really like that defense, too. I think the defense is underrated. It's by the end of the season, I think it'll be a top 10 defense with one of the best. If, I think it'll be a top 3 offense, maybe the best. Jared Goff, I mean, I don't look at Pro Football Focus a lot, but they got him rated as the number 1 quarterback in the league right now. they also have Lamar at 2, so take that with a grain of salt. But with the Eagles, they have not been the team I thought they would be, and that's crazy to say with them being undefeated. Like it's the most it's like the quietest undefeated team right now in the league. I mean, there's only 2 of them, but I have DeAndre Swift in my fantasy feed.
Ooh, man.
He is doing wonders for this squad. And like you said, I mean, what Nick Sirianni's done there, so impressive. I love what I'm seeing when it comes to them adapting the offense because they lose their offensive coordinator. He goes and he's head coaching now, and you lose a little bit of that element. It felt like this offense was going to be different. It wasn't hitting on all cylinders. This Rams game was really good. Like the Rams, you called it. Rams are not as bad as I thought they would be. They got a little bit of a squad over there, and Rams are a team that might make the playoffs. Not to get off topic, but the Eagles, every week they're getting better, and they're going to climb right back up in that top 2. It feels like at any moment once they get a massive win. Hey, one thing I got to say, oh man. I lost his name. Their number 1 pick this year.
Wait, who are you talking? I zoned out for
Eagles. The Eagles' number 1 pick.
Oh, Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. He's a freaking animal, man. I mean,
and who was their other?
Jordan Davis is also,
Nolan Smith.
Nolan
too.
Smith was their. Yeah, I mean, these guys. I mean, Jalen Carter. I mean, he's doing insane things for this defensive line, first year, and quietly too. You know, this guy was. People are saying he was the best player in the draft. Everything that happened to him in the draft, we all know about. And
dude, he's been a top 10 player in the whole league. Not just rookie, top 10 player in the league this year.
I mean, what he does, I think it's 325. He's got pass rush moves as a rookie. I mean, he's insane to watch. And for them to get him is just like, God. They had Fletcher Cox for the last 15 years. Now they get another elite defensive tackle. Might be the best. I mean, there was a guy on the Pat McAfee show that said he thinks he's on Chris Jones level already. Like he thinks he's that good.
That's a little insane.
I don't know if he's that good. I don't think he's that good. But like as a rookie, for him to be this good,
yeah,
he will get to that level very, very, very soon. And I mean, he's got a Hall of Fame career ahead of him. And
oh yeah,
I love what he's doing, that defense, but I still have the Eagles at 4. Miami, I'm high on them still. I gotta keep these Dolphins up here. The Bills game was definitely a rude awakening, but Miami, they needed that loss. I said this in the pod last week. These kinds of losses, they're gonna happen. Obviously, you don't want to lose 40-20 to any team, but these things kind of happen. It feels like the defense is their biggest weakness. I mean, obviously, with their offense being literally almost unstoppable. I just like what I'm saying, man. Achan is down for the next 4 weeks. So that's a little bit of a scare, I imagine.
You talk about a top 10 player in the league this year.
Rookie, bro. I mean, he was on pace to break all the rookie running back records, bro. And I love him. He's so fast. But this team will be fine. Raheem Mostert's been playing really good football, too. Jeff Wilson's apparently going to be back, veteran running back. This team's not going to take any steps back, it feels like. And offensively, I mean, I truly still think they're without a doubt the best offense in the league and will continue to be. Bro, they had a scout team cornerback, man-on-man, against Tyreek Hill this week, bro. No safety help. I think Tua literally looked at him and said, is this what they're doing? He said, just run, and I'm just going to hit you in the chest.
Yeah.
And he does. And it's a 70-yard touchdown. So,
yeah, but Tyreek Hill doesn't even run routes. Like, he just runs.
Runs, bro. He is unreal, man. Like, and this whole Tyreek Hill era is not going to last. It's not going to be forever. And because these speeders, I mean, they're going to always be fast, but he's small, and he's taken hits his entire career. I'm just going to try and enjoy it as long as it's going to be here for. So, Miami at 3 for me. That offense. Defense will figure it out. Offense is the best in the league. Chiefs. I got to mention. I mean, they just win games, man. They just keep winning freaking football games. It's not always pretty. I mean, this Vikings game was not perfect, but they just always find a way to win, and they will continue to do that. And until they lose, in the playoffs, I'm going to believe in the Chiefs and everything they do. Number one, the 49ers are the best team in the league. This is the best team I've seen in a long time in football. Might be the most explosive. This might be the most talented football team I've ever seen in the NFL, man. I mean, everything's in front of them. This team should win the Super Bowl. We'll see if they pull it off. All right, let's get into some division winner predictions. We had some earlier this season, but we're going to make some updated predictions here because Nathan was very wrong on a couple of these. So we'll run through these. Like we said, we explained some of these teams already. We'll kind of run through these pretty quickly so we can get to these rapid-fire game picks. I'll start us off here. The AFC North, I got to stick with my Super Bowl team. I don't think they win a Super Bowl anymore, I don't think, but I gotta stick to these guys. They got a big win against Arizona. I actually picked Arizona to beat them. I didn't believe in Cincinnati really anymore. They win the game. Jamar Chase is always open, and he proved that in this game against the Cardinals. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals for the AFC North.
I like it, man. I'm going Baltimore. Yeah. Staying strong. We both staying with our Super Bowl picks.
I like it. Hey,
there's a lot to learn, but also it is just week 6 we're going into. I know 5 games is a good little sample size, but I'm staying strong.
Hey, there's a lot of teams that are 3-2 that that might be their last win of the season. It feels like it's really weird. Like I've always kept up with the football, and I don't know what's up with this season, but it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know anything yet. Like
yeah,
we know who the best teams are, but who's going to be the strange team? And I just don't know yet. We don't have enough of a sample size. But let's go on to the next division, AFC South. This one's an interesting division. Got a rookie quarterback that still has nothing to pick yet. Insanity. And C.J. Stroud. Got some good teams. The Titans are still around somehow. Derrick Henry feels like he's a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill. Hey, Red, who you got in the AFC South?
Man, this might not be the sexy pick right now. I'm going Jacksonville still.
Okay.
I think that offense, I think the thing is everybody just kind of expected them to take a big step. They're really just the same team they were last year. Mm. And, they started off slow last year. So I'm not going to say I'm not worried about them, but, I think the winner of this division isn't going to be a top 3 seed anyway. Mm. So, I think they win 10 games. They can easily win this division.
Yeah. This division's very up in the air for me. But I'm going with Minshew Magic, baby. Minshew Magic.
I like it, bro.
And the Colts.
I like it.
Hey, Anthony Richardson apparently could be out almost 8 weeks if the AC joint is really as bad as they think they is. 4 to 8 weeks. He's on IR, so definitely 4 no matter what.
I would just, if he's going to be out 8, I'd just go ahead and sit him.
Well, this is what I'm saying, man. Hey, those 8 weeks, if it's 8 weeks, even 4 weeks, this team goes 3-1, 4-0. I mean, you cannot put back in Anthony Richardson, and that's not taking the job away. This team can win. The defense is playing really good. Offensive line it's playing really good. Zach Moss is statistically one of the better running backs in the league this year. And he's been bouncing around, and now you get Jonathan Taylor back.
It's just, dude, that Eagles coaching staff last year. Look, man, I get real quick because this is separate, but I was wrong about Jonathan Gannon. That dude's a coach. Yeah. All right, Shane Steichen, that dude's a coach too. Mm. The freaking Eagles know what they're doing, man. As a Cowboys fan, I hate to say it, but I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad, but dude, it's the Colts shouldn't be 3-2, man. Mm-mm. No. Throwing a Kylan Grayson, you know what I mean? The number, I like him, but the number 2 is Alec Pierce. That's not. Before the season, if I told you the Colts were going to be 3-2 and Alec Pierce would be there, that they didn't make any real changes to the offense, I wouldn't have believed that at all.
No.
So I think it, obviously I like Minshew a lot. I think it's mostly Steichen. Mm. Anytime you got freaking Zach Moss running like he's been running, You know, it's not like it was just there and all these other coaches didn't see it.
Yeah. Zach Moss is actually the best running back in the NFL.
Yeah, it's like he clearly is in the right place for him.
Yeah. Fantasy, he's been very good for fantasy. But no, it's insane to watch what's Steichen has done here, and I was with you. I just didn't know if he would be the guy, and seeing him go out there and just coach this team up in one season, it Minshew. I mean, he had him there with the Phillies, so he knows what he's capable of. Gardner Minshew is so smart, and he doesn't have the biggest arm. He's not the biggest guy, but hey, this team, Colts, they're gonna do their thing, I think, and win the AFC South. Hey, like you said, 10 wins, 11 wins. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But AFC East, this one's wide open. A lot of good teams. Oh, well, 2 good teams, and then the Jets are still around. Patriots are bad. I'll start us off here. AFC East, obviously, I'm sticking with the Miami Dolphins here. I have them at number 3 for a reason. Like, not going to go back into it. Amazing offense. Believe the defense will get better. What you got here, Red?
Short and sweet, I got Buffalo, man. I was wrong about them before the year. I picked them to not make the playoffs. I just think they're good. Like, they just, they didn't – it's like they didn't get better or worse, it feels like. So, they might have a little late season collapse, but they just seem – they're playing pissed off is what it feels like.
Yeah, losing Trey White was tough, but, Von Miller coming back, woo, that's going to be big. Injury bug is kind of hitting them, but we'll see what happens for them for the rest of the season. AFC West. We'll just get this one over with. I got the Chiefs.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Moving on. None of those teams are going to be competing. Sorry, y'all. I got the Broncos. No, that's over. All right. NFC North. Honestly, we're going to jump over this one, too, because I do believe we know who's going to win this one, too. Kind of an easy division at this point. I got the Lions. Not going to go over that again.
Hey, just keep it moving.
Keep it rolling. This one might be a little interesting. NFC South. Am I sticking with my Saints? Red, let's hear you first. Who you got taking the NFC South? You had the Falcons. Who are we going with now?
I'm sticking with the Dirty Birds, man.
Wow. Okay.
Look, I like what I see from Bijan. Look, Calais Campbell, that dude's still good, man. It's weird. And then, Desmond Ridder, like, he isn't good in my opinion, but he's, like I was saying, he's the same as all these other people. Like, he's in that group of, like, he's one of the 32 quarterbacks, but after, like, 14, it's all just the same. And he's one of them guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from, man. I like that you're sticking to your guns on this division. I'm surprised. I was honestly shocked that you didn't pick the Bucs. The Bucs after what they did to the Saints, man.
Well, I almost picked them, and I just want to say the only thing that – sorry, I'm plugging in a charger. But the reason I didn't is because it just feels like they are one injury away on offense from that whole offense being terrible. Mike Evans misses 5 games. They could easily go 1-4. Yeah. And not that – I don't even – I'm not saying it even has to be Mike Evans. It just – like, dude, they lose shoot. What's his name? Rashad White.
Yeah, yeah, definitely White. I mean, that's their only good running back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just – and then if Baker gets hurt, like, it just feels like they're flowing really good together, but they're kind of like, they're at the front of the train. And they just – if they lose a guy – I don't know what type of analogy I was trying to make, but you know what I'm saying. It just feels like they're all kind of clicking at the right time, and it's not really it's like one little detour can just bring them back to earth, I guess.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from. For me, these kinds of divisions, I truly believe it comes down to defense, and with the Bucs and that defense is still very legit. I do believe it still comes down to the Saints and the Bucs. The Bucs beat down the Saints. It was a very hard watch for me as a Saints fan. That they're good on defense. Saints offense is we're not some high-flying Miami Dolphins or nothing, but they got guys everywhere still on defense. Devin White is still playing good football over there. The defensive line is still good. And, I'm still holding on to my Saints here. Big win last week against a terrible Patriots team. It gave me all the motivation that we're going to win the Super Bowl, obviously. Who dat? Derek Carr is the best quarterback of all time. Alvin Kamara is the best running back of all time. New Orleans Saints are winning this freaking division. All right, NFC East. Got your Cowboys in there. We also have those Eagles. Who do you got winning this one, Red?
Man, I'm going with the Eagles, man. I mean, as a dude, I'm going to listen back to this pod and be like, I've not said one good thing about Dallas and have just been praising Philadelphia the whole time.
Hey, this guy's an Eagles fan.
Man, look, I ain't gonna let my fandom get me biased.
Hey.
The Eagles are the best team in that division, and it's inarguable at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's not arguable. If they beat the 49ers, there's definitely a fun debate there, but I gotta stick with these Eagles. They made it to the Super Bowl, and they still have a very, very big opportunity to possibly do that once again. NFC West, 49ers.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a hey. Yeah. Seahawks are still there, man. They're not falling off. Rams. Hey, you said that. Dude, they might be a playoff team.
No, look, that's low key. The Seahawks and the Rams fighting for a playoff spot. Dude, that might be. That's going to be one of the best races of the season. I think is those two teams. I think it'll be one of those two teams in the last playoff spot in the NFC. I'm being honest with you.
And those are two interesting teams in that 7th spot. Rams,
Super Bowl. If you told me the Rams went in there and played,
the Eagles. I mean that game was good, man.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, if you told me they went in there and played Detroit round 1 and they won,
I would not be shocked.
I wouldn't either. They wouldn't go, to the Super Bowl, but man. But anyway, we were talking about San Fran.
Yeah, San Fran, they're going to win the division. But I just wanted to give the Rams. You called it. You said they were going to be better than they were. I just was not high on them. And that team's got Super Bowl experience. They know how to win football games. Cooper Kupp's back.
But see, that's another team, man. They don't spread the ball out unnecessarily. And we were saying earlier with the Bears and the Cowboys, sometimes just feed your best players until it doesn't work, man. Dude, if I was a freaking coach, I think it was Troy Aikman said this I think it was the first game of the year. Yeah, it was the Chiefs and the Jets. And I agree so much with what he said. He said, there's this new age of
Chief Lions, mean?
Yeah, my bad. He was saying that there's this new, these new offensive coordinators, these young offensive coordinators, and he's saying sometimes people just overthink stuff. If you look over there and your number one receiver has one-on-one coverage on a cornerback who is worse than him, that's who you're going with. That's who you're going to. You know what I mean? That's just, it's, I'm not a coach, but if you have a ex-receiver who can break tackles and that corner is scared about getting burnt, so he's 8 yards off the ball, bro, throw a little smoke screen to him and let him get 5 yards every single time. Just stuff like that, and I feel like the Rams, man, if it's not going to Cooper Kupp or Puka, then who's it going to?
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Because that's how they are winning.
Now, and last thing I'll say about that, I mean, with the whole go to your best player, because I mean, Devontae Adams comes out after the game, even they win the game, and he's also I mean, we won the game, but 3 targets, possibly. I'm the best receiver in the league still, Come on now, it's like Jamar Chase. I'm always open. I'm always open. It doesn't matter if I have single coverage, double coverage, safety help. Just give me a chance, especially when I'm one-on-one. This is ridiculous,
you got to get your best player the ball.
Get your best player the ball, and I promise you, good things will happen. Hey, we're offensive coordinators out here. We're gonna coach the team to the Super Bowl. All right, Red, let's get out of here. Rapid fire game picks. We're not gonna stick too long on these. We're gonna go right through these bad boys. Give a quick little reasoning and our score prediction. Nothing too fancy. Starting off on Thursday Night Football. This one is going to be a bad one. Broncos go out there to Kansas City and Arrowhead and play the Chiefs. Chiefs are 10.5-point favorites. Over-under is 47.5. Red, who you got?
Man, I'm going to say I don't think the Chiefs cover here, and I don't think it's because the Broncos score a lot of points. I got the Chiefs winning 27-20. I just don't think the Chiefs are going to be, putting up 35, 42 points a game every week like they were a couple years ago. They're going to win because at this point, they just got smarter, experienced players, not necessarily explosive players.
No.
They've been here, they've done that, and that defense is good enough. I spent too much time on that, but anyway.
No. I would agree with you if this Broncos defense was not like the worst I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
The Chiefs would never cover.
That's a make-a-wish defense,
it's
man.
So bad.
It's terrible.
It's so bad. And the Chiefs never cover, so it's hard for me to say this, but I do think they cover. I think they blow out the Broncos. I like the secondary for the Chiefs. Like you said, the defense is a little iffy still, but I like that secondary a lot. Give me the Chiefs 38-10. Let's go to a 12 o'clock game. Ravens go out there to Tennessee to play those Titans, who are really weird. I don't know how good the Titans are still. I'll start us off here, Red. Ravens are going to bounce back in this one. We're not going to see 8 drops again or whatever it was from those receivers. They're going to take it personally. The offense is going to look better, but that Tennessee defense is still good. A little bit of a low-scoring game still. 23-16 Ravens. They cover. It's 4-point favorites, by the way. That's what,
Very similar score right here. Man, I'm yawning so much, but very similar score right here. I got the Ravens winning 21-17.
Yeah, simple enough. I like it. Hey, keeping that Super Bowl winners right there for Red. Let's go out to the Texans with their quarterback with 0 picks on the season.
Hey, my number 1, baby.
Hey, hold strong. Hey, you had that one. You had that one from the start. C.J. Stroud was your guy, and man, he is looking like the guy. I said it last pod. These guys are not easy to find. Texans found a guy. But New Orleans, with that great defense, they're going to be testing him. They've been getting a lot of interceptions off these youngsters.
He's still a rookie.
He's still a rookie. Still a rookie. So I'll start us off here real quick. It's my team, so I'll give a little quick thing here. We're going to see that first interception this week, not because of C.J. Stroud bad read, maybe a tip pass at the line, just some bad luck goes in the Saints' favor. Saints have been getting a lot of bounces. Maybe we see another Tyrann Mathieu pick 6. Maybe. I'll be happy with a Honey Badger. But no, I do think the Saints are gonna win this game simply because they have to. The Texans are hard not to pick in this one because the Texans are just like, I don't know. They're always in these games. So I really think it's going to be an amazing game. I think the Saints will win this one late, though, with a late touchdown from Derek Carr to really give these Saints fans something to be like, thank God, this offense can actually win a game. This offense can win us a game for once. Give me the Saints 27-23.
Man, I like it. Short and sweet. I agree with you. I love Stroud. I love DeMeco Ryans. I don't like Dennis Allen, but I think the Saints win this game. I think it's 20-16. I think that
classic Saints game. I like it.
20-16. I think the Texans are probably going to have a hard time scoring, especially in the red zone. And yeah, I love the dude, but he's still a rookie. So if Dennis Allen, you got to give him credit for, you got to give him some credit. The thing he's good at, he's always going to have a good defensive game plan.
Yeah, we're always going to have a good defense. At least we got that. Don't know about this damn offense. So let's go to Atlanta. That's another division team, but they will be facing off against those Commanders after a terrible loss to the Bears. Red, who you got in this one? The Falcons are 2.5-point favorites in this one.
Falcons, 21-20.
21-20, okay. So, you got a close one. I think this is an NFL moment where the Commanders bounce back and they not a beat down, but they win against the Falcons. Give me the Commanders 24-20 in this one. All right, Vikings at Bears, divisional matchup. This one's a big one between the two teams at the bottom of their division. Who can turn their season around, maybe? I don't know. Red, what you got? Vikings at Bears. The Vikings are 2.5-point favorites.
I don't see why the Vikings are 2.5-point favorites, man. I'm taking the Bears right here, 31-24. Look, could the Vikings have the worst record at the end of the year?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
So, I mean,
Caleb Williams to the Vikings? That'd be wild.
I mean, they lose Jay Jettas for right now. Alexander Madison is not a starting running back. You know,
I like Cam Akers. I like Cam Akers there. I think that's good.
I like Akers, but he's not a difference maker.
No,
you know, like he's a solid number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I mean, they might trade Kirk. You never know. Like, it just seems like they might be ripping it up.
Might be time. I'm kind of in agreement with that when it comes to the Vikings.
My bad. But real quick, I don't think the Bears, like, they've played their worst football this season. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't think it can get much worse than what they've done already, man. I agree with you though. Kind of crazy the Minnesota. Even on the road that they're favored in this one. I get they've been competing in most of these games, but I just don't see it, man. I like the Bears as an upset pick here, 26-14. Let's go out there. Seahawks go out to the Bengals. The Bengals got a massive win last week to kind of save their season in a way. I mean, another slow start to the year, kind of like last year for this team, and they still, do their thing and made the playoffs last year. Seahawks, hey, they might be right back in this thing. I'll start us off here. Cincinnati is a 3-point favorite. I think this is a push. Give me the Bengals 30-27.
Man, I'll take Seattle in this one.
Okay.
23-17. I like it.
All right, 23-17. You don't believe that Bengals offense yet. I like it. All right. 49ers Browns. This is a defensive battle. Two of the best defenses in the entire football league. Red, what you got? San Francisco is a 5.5 point favorite.
I got San Fran winning 24-17 or 27-14, my bad.
Okay.
But I don't think it's quite as close. I think it's one of them games where it's maybe like 24-10 going into the fourth. Because Cleveland does have a dog defense, and I mean, like, is Deshaun Watson, is he playing?
That's the question mark. He got cleared, but he's got cleared by doctors, but he's not clearing himself apparently. I don't know how that works, but
no, man, they're lying.
Cap. It's Cap.
But I mean, he's played solid this year, so I think it'll be, I think the Browns aren't a bad team, but San Fran's just so good, man. I got them winning 27-14.
Yeah, and obviously this one's kind of a toss-up. If Deshaun doesn't play, then, I mean, I don't think the Browns score pretty much anything against this 49ers defense with a rookie quarterback. But I'm picking as if Deshaun is playing in this one. I'm still picking the 49ers, though. I agree. My score is going to be late touchdown for the Browns to kind of get it a little bit closer. Give me the 49ers 28-20. Colts go out to Jacksonville for a matchup. And I was wrong about that Ravens-Titans game. That's actually the London game, so they're not going out to Tennessee. They're going out to London for that one. But I just realized that.
What was the Jags ain't playing in London again, man? Oh, my God.
That's the only reason I thought of that, because the Jags are the home team for the London franchise now at this point.
This is a separate thing, but did they leave? Or did they stay there for 2 weeks?
They stayed there. It's actually kind of a cool thing. I mean, it's kind of an advantage, I guess. But Roger Goodell said in an interview that this was a test. They wanted to see if it's an advantage for a team to stay in London for 2 weeks, and then a team come in. Is the team that's staying going to win the game, or is the team coming in, is it a competitive advantage? And I think we can all agree Buffalo was sleepwalking in that game, and the Jags were fully adjusted to the time. The Bills got there on Friday. I felt like it was a competitive advantage, so it's one of those things. I mean, they're looking to expand the entire football to London and stuff. So that's a thing that I don't know if I'm with, man, because of that stuff.
No, I mean, I hear you, man. I think I'm gonna go. Wait, my bad. I zoned out for a second. Are we on the Colts and Jags?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay, I got you.
I was talking about London. Sorry, my man.
Yeah. No, you're good. I just, for a second, I was like, what were we talking about? But this is a Minshew revenge game, baby.
Yes.
Look, I picked the Jags to win that division, but, man, Minshew's coming in there. He's coming in there angry, man. I think this is a close game. This is going to be one of the best games of the weekend, I think. I'm going to keep saying that until I pick a good game. But I got the Colts winning 21-20.
Okay.
I think it's a game-winning drive. No other than the great Kylan Grayson catching a game-winning touchdown.
Okay. That's a hell of a prediction. All right. Best game.
Ain't nothing like a 6'2" tight end.
That is insane. All right. Yeah, that brother's playing the wrong position. No, I'm with you with an amazing game. Colts, I'm with them, man. I'm kind of with them. Minshew Magic in there. Loving this team. Like what he's all about. Love his moxie. Give me the Colts another great game. 23-20. All right, Panthers. Only winless team in the NFL go out to Miami to play the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 13.5-point favorites. We're in agreement that they're going to win this game. Red, how much are the Dolphins going to win by? That's the real question.
30-13, man.
30, okay. All right. Just a beat down. All right. There's no doubt about that one. I like it.
Dude, this might be a Mike White fourth quarter game right here.
Oh, we see a Mike White tutty again? All right.
I mean, hey, Chosen Anderson out there.
Hey, what the Mapletron too now. Hey, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't forget about Mapletron.
Jeff Wilson.
If we see that squad out there in the fourth quarter, it's really bad. That's really bad for these Panthers. Now, Panthers defense is good, so I kind of am with you when it comes to them only scoring around 30. Only around 30. Yeah, give me the Dolphins 31-17 in this one. Patriots go out to Las Vegas. It's kind of a Tom Brady minority owner with the Raiders. First time he's facing off against his former team as an owner now. Red, what you got in this one? This Tom Brady and his new Raiders beat down on his old team.
I don't think so, man.
Okay.
I think these Patriots get a win right here in a not good game.
No.
This is not going to be a good game.
That's your bold prediction. All right.
Dude, one thing about Belichick, he is not about to lose to his old quarterback, who is a minority owner, and he's for sure not about to lose to his ex-quarterback and his ex-offensive coordinator. This is the most just flip-flop game I've ever seen. But, yeah, dude, I got the Patriots 17-14. I think Mac looks better. Still isn't probably going to look good, but I think he looks a little better. I think there's, a good chance that, if there's a team for Ramondre to pick it up for, this could be a game that, a guy like Juju has 4 catches, 52 yards, and you see a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I thought I was going to be a lone wolf on this one. I'm with you. This is a classic Bill Belichick win.
Okay. I like it.
When I picked this one, I was like, no way Red's going to be on this one. Hey, we're on the same page here. Man,
I just feel like Bill's mad, man.
He's going to be mad. This is a classic Bill Belichick bounce-back game. Patriots win this one 20-16. Like you said, just a horrible football game. It's crazy. I don't even know about giving them 20 points, but I think they hit that threshold. Lions go out to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay on top of the division. Lions on top of the division. 3-1 versus 4-1. Who you got, Red? Detroit 3-point favorites.
Well, I'm going to go with the Lions in this one.
Okay.
But I wanted to pick the Bucs so bad.
Okay.
I wanted to so bad, but the Lions are just that offense, man. Like we've already said it, no need to get into it. So I got the Lions winning 27-21, but man, I was looking for a reason to pick the Bucs, and I just couldn't really find like a definitive reason I felt like they would win.
Yeah, just couldn't find it. I understand. I'm actually disagree strong on this one. I think the Bucs defense will keep it a game, but Lions defense, this is a come-out game. This is where the Baker experience might come back to reality a little bit, and they're not going to be able to score that many points. They're not scoring 27 on this Lions defense, even though the Saints defense is great. I don't think we're seeing another game like that from that offense. So give me the Lions 24-13 in this one. Cardinals Rams. Rams are 7-point favorites. Another divisional matchup. I'll start us off on this one. Rams, I am sorry for all the disrespect I thrown your way early in the season, before the season. I don't know what I was thinking. I also thought the Vikings would win their division, so obviously I don't understand football at all. Hey, I'm back on the Rams here. Give me the Rams in this one, 27-17. And that's what I got. Red, what you got on this one?
Man, very, very similar score.
Okay.
28-17. I got the Rams winning. But, dude, I will say that, man, the Cardinals, they can play.
They can play.
They can hang around, man. Like, they remind me of the Raiders when they had Rich Versace as their head coach.
Yes.
Just old freaking dude should have been on The Sopranos with that name, Rich Versace.
Yeah,
but
that's the mob leader right there, bro. Come on.
Come on, Jimmy, you got to throw the ball. Gobble goo. But no, dude, I just, I got the Rams in this one. Another week of Cooper Kupp being fully healthy. Dude, first game back, has freaking 8 catches for like 120 yards. And then they got Puka Nacua, who's going to finish with 5,000 receiving yards and 300 catches at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, just, if something's broke, don't fix it. So them guys are going to have combined for like 16 catches, and everybody else will combine for like 6 total.
Yeah.
And that's just how they're going to win, I feel like. But I do feel like the Cardinals are going to be in it till maybe late. And then I like Josh Dobbs. He's been playing good this year.
Me too.
But, probably going to throw a pick late in this. Maybe fumble, maybe just, miss a dude. But I just don't think that Josh Dobbs is really a dude to make a comeback, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this team's not built to make a comeback, that's for sure. But I'm with you, man. Josh Dobbs has played himself into a quarterback role no matter what. He will always be a backup. I mean, he's like Gardner. He will have a job for the next 10 years if he wants it. Let's go to New York for this Eagles-Jets game. But Aaron Rodgers was playing. This is probably an interesting game, but it's Zach Wilson. So Eagles undefeated. Jets are trying to, keep this winning streak going at 1, maybe 2 now, maybe 2 straight wins. We'll see. Wait, no, that's back-to-back. Wait, is it back-to-back wins for the Jets? It'd be no.
No, because they lost.
They lost. I forgot.
Who'd they lose to? But yeah, that's not back-to-back.
It's not gonna be back-to-back. Red, what you got on this one?
Man, this might surprise some people. I'm picking the Eagles to win, but this is going to be a very close game. I got the Eagles winning 24-23. I think Zach Wilson looks solid in this game. Not good, not even average, solid.
I like that.
Dude, look, he's not good. He's not even average. He's not even slightly below average. But he went from like a 1.5 out of 10 to he's a solid 4.
Hey.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's getting a little bit better.
Hey, he's got arm talent. Like you said, I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like, he's not a complete bum,
with
man.
Breece Hall, like, if you told me that if you heard Breece Hall had 2 breakaway 40-yard touchdowns and that's why they were in this game, like, that sounds right to me.
I mean, he's so explosive, and that running back room is unbelievable with him, Michael Carter, and Dalvin. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, people were saying Dalvin Cook would be the main guy, and Breece would be kind of the change of pace, third down. It's like, man, y'all had that completely backwards.
Yeah, no, that's completely wrong. I mean, Dalvin's barely on the field, it feels like. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get that bowl, but I do think it's a good game, and I agree. By the way, it was the Chiefs game that they lost, and it felt like they won, even though they didn't. But Zach Wilson has played great. Not great. He's played solid these past few weeks. I mean, I think he continues this, keeps getting better, learning the offense more, taking more chances, and those chances paying off. But the Eagles, they just know how to win these kinds of games. I believe it's going to be a defensive battle. Jets defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. They're going to keep them in a lot of games this season. And this is another game where I feel like they're going to slow down the Eagles, but the Eagles just play so much better if you're playing at that pace. Give me the Eagles 23-17. Giants go out to the Bills. The Bills offense may be the best in the league, and the Giants defense is one of the worst in the league. 14-point favorites are the Buffalo Bills. Red, what you got?
I got the Bills 31-17.
It's over. Yeah. I think it's worse. 40-16 personally. We got a 40 piece this week from the Buffalo.
It's hard for me to, predict anybody score 40, but dude, that wouldn't shock me at all.
It feels like there's one game every week this year. There's been this absolute just onslaught of points. So there was one game I was like, if there's one game, it's got it. I also thought about the Chiefs Broncos. Because that Broncos defense is terrible, but the Chiefs never cover. So even though I got them covering by a lot, I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, 40-16 for me. We'll see. All right, let's get to this last pick, Red. This is your team. You start us off. Cowboys go out to Los Angeles to play those Chargers and Justin Herbie. Dallas, 2-point favorites. What you got, Red? Give me your pick.
Just want to say forever. But not on Sunday, man.
Oh, man.
Look. Like I said, bro, we're going to look at this pod in 10 years when you're the owner of Bugatti, just the brand Bugatti.
Oh, okay, I'm Bugatti's owner. All right, I like this.
And I own 3% of the United States military. I don't know.
Hey, we run it. World. Damn it. I did it again.
In 10 years. You know what? Let's just start this takeover. Can you? All right. Just rewind. Just edit this one little bit out. All right.
Rewind. Hey, by the way, it's on Monday, by the way.
Oh, I got you. All right. Forever. But not on Sunday.
It's Monday. Man. It's Monday.
Not on Monday. So, hey, I mean, not on Sunday either. So, but hey, not on Monday. We're gonna look back at this, and again, I'm just gonna be talking negative about my own team.
This is an absolute terrible pot for the Cowboys, man.
But man, look, I said it. I'm not going to let my fandom give me bias, all right? And I want to pick Dallas to win this game, but they just, until that offense gets better, I can't do it, man. Yeah. As a Cowboys fan, I do not have the confidence in that offense right now. And this is a Kellen Moore revenge game more than anything, in my opinion. He's out there maybe that Tex Coast y'all got going on really isn't working. Maybe I shouldn't have been let go. At least that's what I think. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I just think that
you're strong on that one.
And then you're out Leighton Vander Esch. Micah Parsons is going to play some snaps at off the ball linebacker, and it's just you already got Trayvon Diggs out, that explosive defense. You can't not be explosive if that's what you know what I mean. You can't. That can't be the type of defense you have, and you're not. You can't have that type of defense and not have the big plays, because that's the whole point of it, is to you bend a little bit, but you don't break.
Yeah, you lose one of your biggest playmakers too with Trayvon out now.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the goal for that defense is to let up 350 yards, but get a strip sack and a pick six. And when you're not getting those turnovers, then you're just not a top 10 defense, and they haven't been. So I got the Chargers, man, 27-20.
Wow, only 20 points. All right. Sadly, I am in agreement with you on the result. I think the Chargers win this one as well. It's the defense for me right now. I got to see this defense, like you laid it out. I'm not going to reiterate. I got to see them make the changes they needed. Trayvon is going to be a bigger loss than people think. The disrespect he's gotten over these years is ridiculous. He is an elite corner, like I said earlier in the pod. It's going to be an impact on this defense. Like you lose your biggest playmaker. I don't know if they're going to be able to be this defense like we thought they could be for this whole season. Not sold on the offense, but I do think they put up enough points to win, just not enough to win against the Chargers this week.
Yeah, and, we can end on this, but, I'm not saying the Cowboys are a bad team.
Oh,
it's just, and, I'm a little victim to the media hype. Felt like this year more than anything, it's just, we're betting on ourselves. You don't get rid of a dude, like we were saying, where they were 12-5. And you get rid of your offensive coordinator, 12-5, 2 years in a row with the best offense besides the Chiefs when they have Patrick Mahomes. You don't do that and start off 3-2. That's just not something that, you know what I mean? That's like Sean Payton saying, "Oh, they had one of the worst coaching jobs in history."
Now you're 1-5, 1-4.
Yeah, he doesn't look like one of the worst coaching jobs in history, but one of the worst I've seen in a while, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So it's just, don't talk like that and get mad when people get mad that you're not backing it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the nail, man. This whole thing with the Cowboys was that they're going to be more efficient, blah, 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 blah. Dak's not going to throw all these picks. But then you lose everything that would make the offense so special when you weren't, you're not making big plays anymore,
Yeah, and then it's like, dude, you go 12-5 with Dak leading the league in picks. So clearly something was working there.
Yeah.
And it's just, anyway.
Tough,
hey,
man. I understand. Holding
forever,
man.
Forever.
What was that score prediction again?
27-20.
27-20. I had 28-27 here. So, hey, hold strong with your team, brother. I'm doing the same thing. Hey, hopefully we're wrong and they come out and wax the Chargers, because that would be a Chargers thing to do. Brandon Staley, still don't believe in that guy. No.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, agree. All right, Red, that'll do it for us. Another great pod, my brother. Another great one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey,
yes, sir.
Pound Perspective, episode 42 down. Thank you all who have listened or watched.
Hey, look, Red's movie pick of the week.
Oh, yeah, movie pick. Yeah, we're doing this. Yeah, come on.
Look, anybody that's got Paramount Plus, all right, there's a movie on there. It's a little bit of an old one, but phenomenal. It's called The Conversation. It was directed by Francis Ford Coppola. He did The Godfather and Apocalypse Now. He actually made this movie between The Godfather Part 1 and Part 2. So it's like a small budget. It's got Gene Hackman, Harrison Ford in it before Harrison Ford was Harrison Ford. So, bro, go check this movie out if you haven't. It's under 2 hours. They just don't make them like they used to, man.
Hey. A lot of these directors also have lost their fastball, man. What was it? The Conversation?
Wait, what?
It's called The Conversation, right? That's the title.
Oh, yeah.
The Conversation.
I thought you meant like a new movie. I was like,
no.
My bad. Yeah, no, The Conversation.
All right. I'm going to have to go watch that myself. Yeah, like Red said, that's his pick of the week. You got to go listen to it now if you're listening or watching, as well as follow us on Nate Dogg Sports, Nate Dogg Productions, on all social medias, and, that's all YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of them, Twitter. So just go out there, follow, subscribe. Want to watch all this content, because me and Red are the best at this, obviously, since I picked the Vikings to win the NFC North, and obviously that's still gonna happen. Red's on a mission over here. Red's on a mission. He's opened the pod with it. He's closing with the pod with it. But yes, do all that. We thank you for listening and watching the Pound Perspective, episode 42, presented by Nate Dogg Sports. Have a great one.